The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
We're doing this again? Really? This intro shit? Come
Man.
on, man. This happened on the show yesterday. Well, fuck it. Earnestly Podcast. Coming to you April 24th, 2024. I'm going to try this one more time.
And may at times venture into
No.
mature subjects.
I guess the file's corrupted. Maybe the file's corrupted now, I guess. I don't know. Well, screw it. Screw the intro. Back here with Zack Degenerate again. A week later. Here we go. I was gonna take my pills while that intro was going on, and I can't do it now because I'm on screen with you. Zachary, what's up?
Not much, man. Happy to know I'm not so old that I have to take pills.
I got some health things I'm working on, brother. Come on, man. Give me have some mercy on me, buddy.
You know the cure for all of that? Don't go to the doctor.
I have kids, buddy.
Doesn't mean anything.
Well, anyway, I have high blood pressure and all this stuff, so I got to work on that. I'm doing better, though, but anyway, so no intro in this one again for the second episode in a row. This sucks. I got to fix that file, maybe that file's corrupted or something. I don't know. Anyway, we decided to do this, kind of a little quick check-in. Pretty much every series in the NBA playoffs is 2 games in, except for the one currently we're recording on a Wednesday night. This series right now, Pelicans and Thunder will be 2 games in after, conclusion of this recording, of course, though. But we got a major shocker in the Eastern Conference now, 1-8 first. Celtics, Heat is actually tied at 1. Wow, I didn't see that coming. I mean, that definitely a tale of 2 different teams from Sunday to Wednesday. Miami hit 20. How much? 24 threes tonight. 23 threes.
23.
Jesus.
22 out of 43, something like that.
Yeah. Look, I jokingly on social media said on Saturday my predictions that Heat in 5 because come on, I can't pick Boston because look, I hate Boston. But if you guys didn't get the joke, that's on you. Like, I picked Boston when the title first started. So stop. Okay? But your thoughts so far, 2 games in the Celtics and Heat series.
You guys got lucky as hell today. You shot lights out. No team should ever shoot 50% from 3-point range. Just should not. And if you shoot 50% from 3-point range, you better win the game. But have nothing to do with your coach.
I don't disagree with you on that in terms of the I mean obviously no Jimmy Butler in this series. Terry Rozier has been out first 2 games. He may play game 3. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, the Heat right now 6, 9, 11, 12, 23 3-pointers. Wow, it's insane. Wow. Look, and I'm not delusional to think that he can win the series. I'm not delusional, but sure. I think it's safe to say though, if you're number 1 seed, this is the team you didn't want to play this early. You want to play the Heat this early, regardless of whether or not you win the series or not. You want to play this team this early because of the history, number 1. And look, Miami, no matter how good or bad they are, they're going to show effort. They make you work for your games, and that's it. And you know this historically. Any Eric Spoelstra-led team is going to be doing this to you. So I'll leave it at that.
Miami would not win a series against any of the top 4 teams.
In the East?
Okay. In the East. They would not win because of the setup.
Healthy Heat team or this Heat team now currently?
I don't know even if a healthy team.
You mean somebody they can wait. You mean somebody you say Cleveland or Miami?
Yes. This year, the way in which your offense was, yes.
You take New York or Miami, obviously? Yeah.
Oh, obviously.
Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, you win a game. Now when they come down here to Miami and they win 2 straight and it's back to being a 3-1, it's gonna look the same way as your prediction. All right.
No, I don't expect Miami to win another game in the series. I don't really expect that. I think Boston will come back and take care of business. But just saying the effort with Miami in game 2. I mean, you saw game 1, and everybody thought, this is gonna be a sweep. It's gonna be a sweep, and we're not gonna get that. That's all I'll say about that. But again, my only takeaway from these first 2 games in Boston is this: games like tonight is why they're frustrating. Games like tonight is why Jason Tatum was frustrating. Because if you're clearly the better team right now, you're clearly the better team, the best team by record-wise in the league, and yet these are the games that give. That's when the doubt comes with the Celtics. Oh, this game at home. I saw the stat before the game during the game. They're 4-6 in the last 10 home games. That's problematic, man. For a team that's been number 1 seed, multiple years, problematic. Or top 2 seed anyway. That's very problematic. Just my opinion. I'm not saying they're going to win the East. They'll win the East because they have too much talent and their shooting's good. But it's just frustrating to see this sometimes. You want to see a team that just dominates, but that's my opinion on there. All right, 2-7 Knicks Sixers 2-0 Knicks. Your thoughts?
I cannot believe they're up 2-0. Cannot believe. I'm still with Embiid. I think the Sixers win the series.
I'm with you too. I don't think it's separation yet. I think they win the next 2 games. In fact, I think they win the 2 games at home.
Exactly. Then it becomes 2-2, and I think if they go back to New York, they'll win. Because it was heartbreaking how they lost game 2. So
yeah. Would you blame Nick Nurse for that last play though? The not calling timeout?
No.
Okay. That was Maxi's fault.
I don't blame anyone for a final second play like that. All right. I'm not gonna do that where in the heat of a moment should we have called timeout, should we not? It ain't football.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not convinced New York is the best team yet in this series, but they have obviously shown. Josh Hart had a great game 1. I gotta see it. Like, win a road game. You know what? Win one road game, and then I'll buy in. They always say that this series.
Buy into what? You think they're gonna win in the second round too?
Well, it depends on the matchup. If they draw, well, no, they'll play 3. They'll play 3,
play
7,
Milwaukee.
3-6. Milwaukee or Indiana. Well, yeah, I know. I just want to see more. Win on the road in Philadelphia didn't even impress me. That's all I'll say about that. Because right now, I still Philadelphia win that series regardless. We'll see. All right, 3-6. Bucks, Pacers, title 1 apiece. Your thoughts?
The Bucks would not even be in this game if Tyrese Halliburton was healthy. I mean, you see it in the fact he has no lift, and it's holding his offensive game back when he can't push the pace. So I am shocked Indiana's actually holding their own with him playing as bad as he is.
Yeah, and yet they came out game 2 and smashed Milwaukee. Milwaukee came back, made it a game, and then Indiana ran away with it. This is going 7 games still, I think.
Yeah.
Giannis may play game 3 or game 4. I'm hearing.
If he comes back game 4, then Milwaukee will probably win it out.
I feel like Milwaukee. I thought game 2 was a must win for Milwaukee. I feel like you get a 2-0 lead going to Indiana. You get a little bit of cushion there with Giannis being out. You be able to rest him a little more. Now you got to kind of rush him back a little bit because playing in Indiana, that's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. That's one of the more underrated crowds in the NBA. Honestly.
Oh yes,
absolutely. I gotta go in 7 games still. I know you have Pacers in that series. I'm still kind of leaning Pacers right now, but we'll see how everything plays out. All right, finally in the last series here, 4-5. That's your series. That's Cavs, Magic, 2-0 Cleveland. I'm disappointed in the Magic, man. I thought they could have won game 1. Actually, I thought if they shot a little better, they could win game 1.
Well, that's what I warned you, man. We just have no offense.
Right.
It's Pablo, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
you're not surprised?
No. I mean, I thought we'd be in games to the fourth quarter and lose them, but no, I really did not expect us to win this series. I told you that. I really thought it'd happen like Houston.
Well, I had Cavs in 7. I'm not surprised that they're up. It's just I thought it'd be a little more competitive. But we'll see how these next 2 games in Orlando go. Because again, if you until you win a road game, the series don't really you're not impressing me to win a road game. So there you go. All right, let's get to the West now. 1-8 right now as we're recording. It's 1-0 Thunder. So we'll see how that goes. They're up right now by I think by 4 points, 5 points right now. Nothing really react to that one yet. I mean, that's probably one of the best games so far. The first 2, their game 1, that came onto the final basket. I mean, any thoughts on that series?
Yeah, I feel like I feel like OKC, we said something all year, and we complained about their size. And we are seeing it now in just the first round matchup where New Orleans dominates them on the boards and can hang in any game and might be able to pull stuff out. And going forward, it's really going to set them back because they're not going to be able to match up. It looks a lot like Golden State last year where they had no inside presence.
Right. Obviously, that's a problem against Denver. That'd be a problem against the Lakers. Well, obviously, only getting one of those names. That's it. Who else for that? Who else for the effect? Minnesota too, also. So yeah. I mean, and they're very young also too. But right now they're by 7 right now. But again, we'll see. Obviously how that plays out. All right, 2-7 Lakers Nuggets. Your thoughts? It's 2-0 late Nuggets. Game 2 was fun, wasn't it?
Man, can you blame a? This is where I would say the same thing about the coach with the Heat. Like you're talking about how the Celtics, everyone expected to just win easily against the Heat and everything. It looked like Denver wasn't paying attention in game 2 to go down 20. But then it also tells me one other thing.
What's that?
LeBron can only go 3 quarters now. I said it last year. He ran out of gas trying to go against them.
He had a great fourth quarter though, but nothing in tank late. That's all.
I would say he had a entirely bad second half of that game.
Series over?
Oh, absolutely. There's no way the Lakers are winning 4 out of 5 against Denver. When you've lost 10 straight, I'm sorry. It's a wrap.
I feel like I'm really curious how bad a loss this was because they were up 22, I think, in the first half. They were controlled for most of that game. I knew once that if Denver could lead to under 10 points by going to the fourth quarter, that was going to be a game still. And Denver and Jamal Murray, as bad as he shot, that fourth quarter he was, that was classic Jamal Murray. Jokic, of course, being Jokic, that's not even surprise anymore. But that Denver team is so good, it's so locked in. And they do the thing like what the in comparison to Boston, like you just feel like that team is just so tight knit. Like it's like a needle, like the old Spurs. Boston, you don't get that same feeling at times. And I think that's the separation team with me in Denver and Boston is that Denver, there's more trust there, and that game was a perfect example of that.
And see, I would say the reason why there's such a difference in the views of both teams is because of the markets that both teams are in.
Right.
When you have the scrutinization that the media puts on Boston versus Denver.
Oh, Boston means horrible.
Who knows what it really is like in that locker room because every writer is going to try and put every little story they can possibly come up with.
Yeah. I'm with you. So that series, I think, will be over. I think LA might get one win out of the next 2 and then close out in 5. I think I had Nuggets in 6 originally, but I think Nuggets in 5 now. All right, finally, not finally. Next series, 3-6. Ooh, Suns Wolves. Wolves up 2-0. Probably the most disappointing series team of the first round so far is Phoenix. Both games blown out. This game 2 was a little closer, but Minnesota took that game in the second half.
Oh, yes. And, I mean, again, this is going to go, I hate saying it. It hits Katie's legacy.
Of course it does.
All right. Again, you chose this team. You have put this team together.
Yep.
And you're not going to be able to even get out of the first round.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I mean, I don't think it's over yet. You got to win the road if we start really proving things. But what in the first two games you saw from Phoenix makes you believe they can win. They can win both games at home.
Oh, I have no faith. When you blow that kind of game in Minnesota, where Cat isn't even really a figment of the first half, and you can't keep that game under control. No, there's no hope for that team. I don't even know if they'll win one game in Phoenix.
Oh wow, you think it swept?
Yeah.
I don't think I go there with you, man. I could see maybe a split and then game 5 closing it out, but a sweep, ooh, that would be a massive indictment on Durant and company. And by the way, I've been saying since last year, this Suns team has been fake hustle for me. Too top heavy. And
Yeah.
Bradley Beal, you can't trust the guy.
Well, they don't have a point guard.
That too.
They also went with this idea that, oh, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant are playmakers who can score. That's all we need are playmakers. No, you need a true distributor.
Yeah, Bradley Beal had 14 points yesterday. Kevin Durant only 18. Devin Booker. All three guys shot below their averages. You're not going to win that way. You're just not. And the crazy part is leading scorer of the game was Jay McDaniels. Not Anthony Edwards. Not Carl Anthony Towns. It was McDaniels.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards had a poor shooting performance again.
By virtue of his...
had a pretty good game from Nurkic, but, one of my favorites, he shined in that game playing defense.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think at this point it might go 5 Minnesota at this point. I didn't see anything that made me believe that Phoenix could win the next 2 games in Phoenix at home. So all right, finally, 4-5. Clippers and Mavericks tied at 1 apiece now. So Zach, explain this to me. How is it that game 1 you can not have your best player and then blow out that team and blow out a team, and then literally the next 2 nights later, X best player comes back to the team and you lose that game?
Well, I'm gonna say part of it goes Dallas did not take game 1 serious enough because Kawhi was missing it, and 2, in game 2 they kind of force fed Kawhi, and that takes you out of your rhythm that you had in game 1 where you were distributing the ball more evenly. But I did not expect Luka to lose 2 games in a row on the road. I really didn't. He's that good.
You see, these 2 games are why I can't trust the Clippers. These 2 games are exactly why I can't trust them. They have probably the best roster in basketball, not named Denver. And yet I can't trust them because they do shit like this. Kawhi's back. You get the 1 game reprieve where you win the game without your best player. Okay, then you get him back for like the next game at home, and then this happens.
Oh, and the other reason why this might have also happened, James Harden.
Oh, God, he was
last year. He sure shined quite a bit because Embiid was either out or didn't show up at all. When Embiid was there shining, 76ers lost. So maybe it's the same thing. James Harden throws up his hands because he's not being called the number 1 star.
Yeah, James Harden 6 of 14 last night, 2 for 10 from 3, 22 points, 6 boards, 8 assists. The numbers don't look. You think the numbers are okay? No, it's not impactful. I mean, Kawhi was 15 points, not great either. Paul George was 22 points. It is what it is. But again, these are the games that makes you think like Clippers. Like you have the talent to do it, man, but you just can't trust you.
But Ty Lue, he's such a great coach.
That's your boy Chris, man. It's your boy Chris. I was just here today on the podcast.
Overrated coach. That's all I got to say.
Well, we'll check in next week on the rest of these series. We'll see what's sitting at. All right. As for awards, you revealed your awards last week on the podcast. I revealed mine, same another episode last week. The first 2 awards been presented already in the NBA. First off, most improved player, Tyrese Maxey in Philadelphia. Your thoughts?
Kind of went how I expected. He,
Yeah.
he wasn't really improved from last year. His scoring went up a couple of points,
Mm-hmm.
maybe one assist more a game. So there wasn't real improvement. It was, hey, you had a massive leap last year, and we didn't give you the award, so we're gonna give it to you this year.
Who won last year? Remember?
No, not offhand.
I'll check it out in a second. All right, and then of course you have 6 man of the year. Slightly controversial. I had Malik Monk as my winner.
All
But
right.
Nas Reed won it in Minnesota. Your thoughts?
Great defender, and he's had a huge impact on Minnesota this year.
He has.
So,
He has. Let me see. Most improved player last year. Most improved player. Let's see. Last year. I think it was 20. No, that's Jokic. No. Never mind. It didn't come up. MVP came up instead. All right. Otherwise, right now, the Thunder game up by 13 in the first quarter. SGA is so good, by the way. SGA is so freaking good. Oh my god. Anyway, so you brought up this topic, about the NFL draft. Now, I'm a Giants fan. You're a Commanders fan. And what was it? What you want to do now exactly?
what if we had control of the team? What would be our dream scenario in the first round for our team coming into tomorrow?
What's yours?
Number one would be to trade out of the 2 pick.
Do you want to do that?
Oh, I would be. Well, I mean, the guy who I want will be in the late first round, most likely. So if you could make a trade back twice, because someone's gonna want to sneak in and jump in front of the Patriots, and then you could probably trade back a second time to the middle or late first round. You could pick up so many picks, and I mean the Commanders are picking number 2 for a reason. All right, we earned the 2 pick in the draft, unlike Chicago getting the first pick.
Yeah.
So yeah, mine would be to trade back and draft Michael Penix Jr. middle to late in the first round instead of Jaden Daniels or Drake May.
I feel like more teams, or more fans of teams not named Chicago, are saying the same thing now. Trade a pick.
Oh,
Trade a pick.
man.
Everybody, Patriots fans, Commanders fans, Giants fans, Chargers fans, all saying the same damn thing.
I never would have traded Justin Fields as what Chicago had. You could have literally traded back one spot to Washington and then traded back another one spot or 2 spots. You could have rebuilt your entire O line, D line, everything.
And probably still draft Marvin Williams too. Marvin Harrison. Sorry, Marvin Williams.
You would have had a one of the top 2 wide receivers for sure.
Well,
But
that tells me that you're not sold on Drake May.
no, it's not that I'm not. So I believe Michael Penix Jr. is the second best quarterback in the draft.
Wow. He's getting a lot of momentum late, though. I'll tell you that much.
The dude balled out for 2 straight seasons. And they're like, well, he's not really good at the underneath stuff. I don't want a check down quarterback. I want a quarterback who throws down the football field. And that's what Michael Penix Jr. does. Better than anyone in the draft.
Well, for my draft thing, my draft fantasy for tomorrow night, the Giants are at 6. Trade Daniel Jones, dude. If you could. Trade Daniel Jones. Blow the fucking thing up, man. Seriously, just blow the whole damn thing up. Blow it up. But they're not going to do that. They're going to draft a receiver probably and try to see that if they can find a way to make this work another year. You know they're going to do. For all the talk about the Giants, they might draft McCarthy if he falls down to them, or they might draft Penix, or they might draft this guy quarterback. They're not going to. They're gonna draft a playmaker and ride this Danny Dimes thing to the ground. You know that's going to happen. But the reality is, if we trade Saquon Barkley or not signing him, what you're telling me is they just want to blow the whole thing up. To blow it up. That way, Brian Daboll and Joe Shine actually has a real rebuild now. They inherited Daniel Jones. They didn't draft him. That's a Dave Gettleman thing.
No, but you had a full season and you still decided to give him $40+ million.
Something tells me, imagine. Something tells me. I'm not saying anything of news I know, but something tells me that Tisha Mara, the ownership group of the Giants, told the front office, "Fuck you, we're doing this. Pay the guy, make it work."
Yeah, and you could have had him. Nobody was even offering $30 million, and you could have franchised him for $32 million, like Lamar.
He wasn't going anywhere. As I said, he's not going
There
anywhere.
was nobody offering you guys 2 first-rounders. I mean, from the whole get-go, that was a screw up.
Yeah, he ain't going anywhere. Seriously. And the thing is, like, I feel like they like Daniel Jones because he's not to bring race in this thing, because I might make it a racial thing.
He's milk toast.
He's a certain type of quarterback. He's safe. He's not going to embarrass the franchise. He's boring, like Eli. Which I get. There's value to that too. There's value in having guys this does his job and is on the headlines in New York and all that. I get all that. But if he's not good, he's not good.
But that's why they drafted him, to be only as good as Eli. They took Daniel Jones because he played under the same exact college coach as Eli, had the same boring mentality. They never even wanted a guy who had a chance to be a star in the league.
Right. There's no doubt they have no interest in Caleb Williams. If Giants had number 1 pick, they'd trade that pick because they want to deal with Caleb Williams and the ego and the personality thing.
Yeah.
Like, stop. This front office is very, very ass backwards at this point. Just my opinion.
They're just old white guys.
You said it, not me. You said not me. I mean, it's frustrating. It really is. All right, one more thing we got here. Throw a little politics in there. So it's been a little while since I talked a little politics, but this is election year. We are about 6 months away from the election. I want to talk to you about RFK Jr.
Yeah.
Look, there's no way in hell he's getting elected. Obviously, he's not getting elected.
No.
But he has gotten some victories in the last couple of weeks, getting on some ballots. In Michigan, and I think another one in was it Nevada? I think it was the other one that he won the battle to get on the ballot there. And I saw some polling recently too. Well, first of all, Joe Biden has started to pick some steam now. He's like I won't say surging, but he's definitely improved his polling stance in the last couple of weeks. And there's some numbers that come out recently too that suggest that RFK Jr. having him in the race that definitely has an impact on the race, and it hurts Trump really. It hurts Biden to the degree.
You're telling me that the party that believes in conspiracy theories might also like a second candidate who believes in conspiracy theories?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it's the same thing. They've spent 4 years investigating the cover-up of COVID, but they've never talked to a single person from the Trump administration that was in power while COVID was happening.
Imagine that.
But the cover-up is because of Joe Biden. But there's that timeline thing again. When did it start, dumb fucks? When Trump was in office. Dude, I love the fact RFK Jr. is getting on more ballots because all it can do is hurt Trump.
Yeah.
All the whack job crazies who are like, okay, Trump is a little too much, feel just safe enough in voting for RFK.
Not only that, I'm also okay with it because like that's real democracy.
Yeah,
it shouldn't have two-party stranglehold on this. I'm sorry, I'm against that. I don't give a shit if you're Democrat, Republican. I believe in all voices we heard, even ones you can't stand. Sorry,
Absolutely.
you can't sit and preach about I'm pro democracy, this and that, and then like you want to shut out people that have a voice in the arena. No, you can't have both ways. I'm not even an RFK Jr. fan. I'm just saying what's fair is fair. But that being said, he's going to hurt Trump definitely. And then, and we're not even talk about, and that's before you get into the legal cases and shit too, also.
But other than maybe the completely delusional dementia Democratic elderly person, there's no one going to go from the Democratic Party and go, I'm voting for RFK. The only way he gets that vote from a Democrat is because his last name is Kennedy.
Yeah.
Because there's no Democrat that goes, hey, it's between Biden, who I really don't like his Middle East policy, and RFK Jr., who's even more pro-Israel and a conspiracy theorist. Democrats aren't saying, hey.
Yeah, Gaza's a wash at this point.
I'm
Gaza's
leaving
going to be
Joe
washed.
Biden for that.
So Gaza's a wash because all three candidates are actually really on the same page. If you think about it when it comes to the policy, some worse than others, and the worst being Trump on that. So let's start there. So what you may end up having situations that you won't have those voters going from Biden to Trump or Biden to RFK. They just go from Biden to not voting at all. So the issue will be a turnout issue for Democrats in November, if anything.
First off, Democrats showing up everywhere. Think of how many states the abortion thing is.
Well, again, that's the back pocket issue. There is the abortion thing. That's the back pocket issue. That might actually be the reason. Just like we learned 2 years ago, we thought getting this red wave. Never happened.
Yeah,
because
Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, Florida, all you states with these backwards laws from over 100 years ago, or you had your trigger ban set up.
I don't understand these Republicans though, how they keep doing this shit. Like that's like shooting someone in the foot. Like you know it's a losing issue, even in your own party, and you do it anyway. I don't get it.
5% of the population agrees with the most extreme views that they have, and that's what they're going after. They're trying to set laws for the 5%.
Because of what?
Because I asked you to say he, she pronouns, and so now you're going to just take away our rights. That's the Republican Party. You're infringing on my rights of religion because you're making me say a pronoun. So what do? They turn around and take away their rights completely. Like they are not the party of freedom. It's the biggest crock of shit ever.
Right. And the thing is too also, like no one's first of all, no one can force you to say pronouns. Okay, stop. That's bullshit. There's no policy being set to say you have to say pronouns.
Exactly.
Let's stop there.
They're just asking for the respect. That's it.
You know what's the sad part too? Though? You don't even like Joe. You don't even like Joe Biden. You hate Joe Biden.
Oh, I think he's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But guess what? I get to vote for someone I actually do want to see win, even though she'll never win.
Jill Stein.
I always get to vote for her in the Green Party.
But guess what? It wouldn't be the first time you did it. It's also not the first time you voted for her either.
No.
We discussed this years ago. Buddy.
2016.
You did. I told you. And I will say there's some comfort knowing that Florida is not a swing state anymore.
This year,
if I want to vote for Jermaine Jackson in November, I'm going for Jermaine Jackson.
Look, this year, that's a different story. You have the abortion ban coming up.
Oh, so you're saying Florida is a swing again? Could be a swing.
You have a 6-week ban in effect right now that Republicans put in. And know what's on the constitutional ballot this year? A 16-week.
Yep.
So guess who's showing up? Independents and Democrats. Guess what else is on there? Recreational marijuana.
Yay.
Guess who's showing up? Independents and Democrats.
That's true.
Trump won the state of Florida by what? 4 percentage points?
That's a lot, though, considering what the state has been for beforehand.
52-48, that's not a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think it's a lot, though, because of the fact that before it was a lot tighter races than that. Hillary lost by only, I think, 2 points in 16. So it's trending the other way now, buddy.
But here's the thing. Trump won by 4 points during COVID in a Republican state. You now have two massive issues. You can say all you want about all the influx of New Yorkers, New Jersey, everyone coming into this state. Guess what? They didn't come here to have a ban on everything. They came here because DeSantis had everything open.
But is it enough for those same people to say, you know what, this, and this, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden now? That's the question. Is there Senate races here? There's not Senate race in the state, is there?
No.
Rubio's up in 16, in 26, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, Texas is another one. What was that decided by? Maybe 200,000 votes? And they just did a massively restrictive abortion thing.
Yep.
All these states in the South is going to be different.
Well, we shall see that the data plays out that way. I have my doubts, but we'll see. You could be right. You could be right. These things could put these Democrats in play for the state.
I was right about that red wave not showing up.
You sure were. I was wrong about that. I thought inflation would be the thing. I thought inflation would be the would offset that, but women's rights are still massive.
People care about money until you take away actual rights.
Yeah.
And look at what the state of Florida has also done with however you feel because you have kids.
Yeah.
The social media thing. A kid can't have an account till they're 14. But again, you can tell the whole state of Florida and the entire nation, a 10-year-old girl can have a baby because she was molested. Like,
Ass
that's
backwards.
the perspective of our state and Republicans. Your child's too immature to handle a social media account at 14, but your child at 10 can carry a baby.
Yeah. You're right.
And you as parents, you don't get a say in how to raise your child. We'll determine when your children can do certain things.
But that's coming from the party that's also about less government too. Forget that.
Exactly. And people see that, and that's why I'm saying it's not going to be I don't know if this is going to be a red state during this election.
So you think Joe Biden will be reelected?
Oh, yes.
You weren't saying that months ago, though.
Because I was hoping he wouldn't be the nominee. I've never said he would lose against a Republican.
You said he'd beat Trump.
Yeah.
Well,
he would beat Trump. He'd beat DeSantis. He'd beat those guys. Because you don't have any kind of moderate, normal human being
like Nikki
on
Haley,
the Republican side. Nikki Haley, she wanted to have you fired if you chose to strike.
But she's a lot more.
She doesn't believe in any employee rights. She wants to bomb the living shit out of every fucking country.
The reason I don't like her is because she's a warmonger. I'm saying that on the abortion issue, though, she's more moderate than DeSantis was. So, and if you're saying that women's rights is a massive issue in this election, then she's on the right, the closer side of what you want to be then.
And I don't trust a single Republican that says, "Oh, I'm pro-choice," but every law they signed in when they were governor was against restriction and pro-life. It wasn't about pro-choice or having any rights as a woman. She can say what she wants when she's not on the ticket. But her actual record when she was a governor says she's pro-life and she's restrictive.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Zach, good job as always, man.
Yeah, man. Way to wake me up.
Well, you say you want to do the podcast. I told you after the game. You said, okay.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at me. Shit. Good job as always, brother.
All right, man. I'm going to go take some meds.
You got it, brother. Take it easy, buddy.
Later.
Later.